Hidden from the world, a United States warehouse harbors an incredible secret. A secret that could determine your fate in the event of a catastrophe. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the fact that our United States government is preparing, and they are preparing for something major and something big and something catastrophic. Right now, our government is not only building bunkers across America, at least to house themselves in the event of an emergency, but also on top of that, they have what's known as Strategic National Stockpile. And this particular stockpile, well, a lot of things are hidden about it. Number one, where exactly it's located is classified information. How many warehouses they have across the country is also classified information, as well as what is exactly in them. However, the great news is we get a little peek based off of their website on what exactly is contained in these warehouses. Either way, I think knowing this information alone should hearken one to prepare themselves. But with that, let's dive into some of these national stockpiles that are harbored by our United States government. For that, let me take you to phe.gov, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, their direct website. As you can see on here, there is the Strategic National Stockpile, and it states this: a health threat can appear at any moment, and the U.S. must be ready to respond. The Strategic National Stockpile, SNS, is part of the federal medical response infrastructure and can supplement medical countermeasures needed by states, tribal nations, territories, and the largest metropolitan areas during public health emergencies. The supplies, medicines, and devices for life-saving care contained in the stockpile can be used as short-term stopgap buffer when the immediate supply of these materials may not be available or sufficient. The SNS team works every day to prepare and respond to emergencies, support state and local preparedness activities, and ensure availability of critical medical assets to protect the health of Americans. Now, some of the things that they include or allow you to know about the SNS is little information about it, some of their stockpile products, some of the training that they do, and their exercise preparedness and response. Now, here's what they actually admit to on their stockpiles. If you're interested on what they have, this is some of what they have. Monkeypox countermeasures. In fact, this is a new one that they have admitted to. I did not see this on their website when I've done articles on this in the past. That's absolutely new. We also have chem packs. And what is a chem pack, in case you don't know what that is? They are containers of nerve gas antidotes placed in secure locations in local jurisdictions around the country to allow for rapid response. In other words, in the event that some kind of radiological event happens, they have these reserves spaced out all throughout the country so you and I can go and get these particular chem packs or chemical agents. They also have federal medical stations. These are stations that they have in the event of some kind of pandemic. I do believe they grabbed into some of that during the COVID-19 pandemic. Then we also have PPE equipment. We also have ventilators, and sustaining the stockpile, we have prescription drugs and medications. So there kind of gives you an idea of what our government is preparing, or at least what they admit to. Now, things that I also believe they are preparing for, or supplies that I also believe that they're stockpiling, is food. I have heard countless prepping agencies tell me that the government is buying massive amounts of their food and food preparedness, be it for FEMA or whatever else. We also have, I do believe, stockpiles of that, as well as ammunition and the whole 9 yards. Now, there was one reporter that was allowed in this warehouse, or at least she was the first reporter allowed in the stockpile hidden warehouse, and she made a really interesting report on it. And here's that report from 2016 that was written about it. It says, inside a secret government warehouse prepped for health catastrophe. And here's some of the things that she had stated on this. And it says, the location of these warehouses are a secret. How many there are is also a secret, although, she says, a former government official recently said at a public meeting that there are 6 of them, and exactly what's in them is also a secret. So I found that interesting that they at least least admitted to 6 back in 2016. What he will reveal, the guy who was giving the tour, is how much the stockpile is worth. We currently value the inventory at a little over $7 billion. That was back in 2016. Now, as to what was inside of it, here's what was stated, and it states, the inventory includes millions of doses of vaccines against bioterrorism agents like smallpox, antivirals in case of a deadly flu pandemic, medicines used to treat radiation sickness and burns, chemical agent antidotes, wound care supplies, IV fluids, and antibiotics. They also noticed one section of the warehouse is caged off and locked. Shirley Mabry, the logistics chief for the stockpile, said that the medicines like painkillers that could be addictive, so there's no pilferage of these items. So that's what they're claiming that it is. It's some of your highly addictive pain meds. As I walk, I also hear a loud hum. It's a giant freezer packed with products that have to be kept cold. She also said just outside of it, there are rows upon rows of ventilators that could keep sick or injured people breathing. So there's a little bit about what she found inside of that stockpile reserve. Now, what I find interesting is on top of these strategic stockpiles that our government is preparing for, they've also got bunkers for themselves, not for you, all across the globe. Here's an article from thesun.co.uk. It's written in 2018, but it says, 2 minutes to midnight. Inside the United States government doomsday bunkers designed to withstand a nuclear apocalypse and rebuild the country afterwards. And here's just some of the things that I want to show you because there's a ton of them. We have the Presidential Emergency Operations Centers. Now, this is a bunker-like structure underneath the east wing of the White House. It serves as a secure shelter, a communications center for the President of the United States in case of some kind of catastrophe. They've got that center right there under the White House where they can just run them right in. Not only that, but you guys have probably heard of Raven Rock. This is a book I've not read, by the way, but Raven Rock is the place that can house our United States government officials in the event of some kind of catastrophe. We also have Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Cheyenne Mountain Complex is a secure, closed to the public, by the way, underground facility located at Cheyenne Mountain Air Force Station near the city of Colorado Springs, Colorado. So probably some of our military can be there, and there's some basic details for the complex as well. We also have this as well. We have Mount Pony. The Federal Reserve Board operated a 140,000 square foot radiation hardened facility in Culpeper, Virginia, dedicated on the 10th of December, 1969. This 400-foot long bunker is built of steel reinforced concrete, a foot thick. So that kind of gives you an idea as well. Then we also have Mount Weather. You guys may have heard of that one. The Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center is a government command facility in the U.S. Commonwealth of Virginia, used as a center of operations for FEMA, also known as High Point Special Facility. We also have Warrington Training Center is a classified U.S. government communication complex located yet again in Virginia. So you can see our United States government is preparing, different agencies are preparing. CIA is also involved in that Warrington Training Center as well, where they're going to harbor some of the data. But either way, I believe there could be more of these scattered out through the United States that we don't know yet about, right? So I really hope that you're ready and you yourself are preparing, because our government has avidly been preparing, I believe, since the Cold War. They have been preparing for since World War II, maybe even before that. But if they are, all the more reason that we should be. And if you really want to know what's going on in society, get to restrictedrepublic.com. This is a great reminder to get there. And right now you can get it for $5 per month for the entire first year. Use that coupon code Trump. And we actually do live streams on there. We're going to be doing a live stream this Saturday morning at about 10 or 11 Mountain Standard Time here in Arizona. We don't go up or down. We just kind of stick at our average time, but we're going to be doing a live stream Q&A, question and answered, what's going on, and discussing in detail a lot of information of what's going on in society. So sign up for restrictedrepublic.com today. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.